they want to do. But if you ask Satan, what is the alternative to Biafra? Even Satan cannot answer, because Zoo is a failed state. They will recruit all the Asabo from everywhere and fund them. Ojukwu faced worse than what we are facing today. Yet he held out for 3 years. Talk less of when we are able to match them, toe to toe. We can fight for 1,000 years, I can assure you. I thank you all for listening, wherever you are. I pray for the blessing and mercy of the Most High upon each and every one of you. We are not just fighting for Biafra. We are fighting for everybody who is oppressed in Nigeria. Everybody, if you feel that you're oppressed, we are fighting for you. And eventually, we all are going to be set free, not through any might of ours, but by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim. On that note, we'll come to the end of our program today. Do not forget what Biafra means to us. Biafra is the worst mistake Buhari ever made was to arrest him. Yes. The worst mistake ever. What is going to happen? I am taking IPOB to Abuja on the 17th of next month for my court case.
We are with you, sir. We are with you.
There will be 2 million people in Abuja.
Yes. I will be there.
I will be there.
I will be there with you, sir.
I will be there. We take the battle to our enemies.
Yes, sir.
And let me make this very clear to you. You are under oath.
Yes.
And by virtue of that oath, you are under direct order from me.
Yes.
Any day you wake up, you hear I've been arrested, burn Nigeria down to the ground.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If we abandon Chukwukika Biama in truth and honesty, please goodbye to Biafra. Biafra can have any beyond years. You'll be only running around in circles. You can never come. It is the kingdom of heaven itself. You want to do something that is happening in heaven, on earth, for mankind to see and testify to the grace of the Lord. You have to be of the courage. You have to be without fear in the face of your enemies. If you are without fear before your enemies will run from you. Rather than you running from them, your enemies will run from you. If you speak the truth always, regardless of the consequences, lies will run from you. You must protect those who cannot protect themselves, not to steal from them. I repeat, it is your job as a child of heaven, IPOB family member, to protect those who cannot protect themselves. That is your job. Not to kidnap them, not to rob them. You must be of good conduct. That's Chiku Okike Abia left. If these conditions are not in place, Biafra will not come. Ndoku na kananti, Biafra ga habia. Ana akatia na tibi. Ana agwoti anobu. Going to a native doctor, Dibi Anyanzu cannot save you. If you want Biafra, and I am making an audition, it doesn't work. We don't believe in that rubbish. Chukwukika is our shield and our guide. We don't commune with darkness. I am warning all 17 commanders, all our commanders, we don't commune with the devil. We don't do audition.
we believe in the protection that Chukwokika can offer. The weapon you need to protect yourself is your gun and your ammunition. We don't commune with spirit. It's sorcery.
Welcome to the live broadcast today. Since we're having the problems with network again, but hopefully, let's see. It seems we're having problems with network, but let's able today. I don't know, the network signal here is so poor this period. I don't know. Welcome to the program today. Today is the 4th of June 2023. And today is Sunday, of course, and I want to thank you for joining. Wherever you're joining, please need to share to all your social media platforms so that people can come also to join to listen to this gospel of truth. Today we have come to expose and to keep exposing the evils, the anomalies, and the terrible circumstances we have found ourselves, and the evils that are the reasons why we are in this situation we are. We were supposed to by now be thinking of, or even in Biafra now, but because of criminality, because of devious approach, diabolic designs and manipulations, deception everywhere, we find ourselves circumnavigating, and just moving around in circles. And it's so painful that we have this kind of situation, at hand. But of course, the reason why we have them is because God wants to do something new through this medium. And I want to thank you all for joining. Today, we're going to be doing we're going to be discussing more on Simon Ekpa today. You can see, if you go to the platform of Biafra Warriors and Fighters, you can see the publication, the messages, the revelation on Simon Ekpa. Actually, this information have been in the public domain since February. When Simon was arrested, they have been in the public domain. But because we were expecting things to happen, and we were concentrating on the election, so that we can make sure that there is no election, as Simon had said, and we were concentrating in publishing that. We played down on that issue of Simon and who he is, and the details being given to us by was it Yale, media or something in Finland. There we downplayed it. We didn't look at those details because we just wanted to concentrate on the issue of getting our Biafra. And of course, we see that even with those information that came from that media platform, and with what we're experiencing today, we're actually dealing with a criminal who is an addict. He's an addict. He's not repentant. We're dealing with a staunch criminal, a very very heartless criminal here, who doesn't mind about what the people are going through, who doesn't mind about the situation of the nation, who doesn't mind how it underrates and undermines everything, doesn't mind what happens. He just does what he wants to do. Something wrong. There's a serious with that guy, and that's why we're having all of this. Anyways, today we're going to be looking at these things, because we actually didn't want to go into those details. Then events overtook the narrative of that time, and suddenly, thank God, yesterday Mirugo was able reminding us of all of this, and he began to exhume all the information. And today, the information I'm going to be showing is called say Mirugo, because he went all there. The system into this, in social media, of course, on the internet, and got this information to the people, what we are into, what we have found ourselves in, and what we expect now, the lies that have beclouded the whole concept of Biafra restoration, and the kind of trap we have put ourselves in, and of which we must forcefully get ourselves out of. We must forcefully get ourselves out of. We cannot continue like this. I don't thrive where there's lies, deceit. I don't anything that, whatever irritates me to the core is lies, deceit, and criminality, when it has, and I don't see the reason why any for granted this level of criminality that is taking place right now. This level of criminality. I don't know whether coming out you can it is because it seems like this stuff is it seems I'm off now, but I still see that I'm on. I don't know. I'm not getting messages here, but I know messages are coming. But let me refresh anyways. Let me refresh. Please let me refresh so that I can have the messages and all of that. Let me do the refreshing now. I don't know whether you guys can hear me, but let me just do some refreshing because it seems this stuff is, season here might have the problem of the network. So please let me refresh and see how we can come back to what we're doing. Let me refresh. All right. Yes. Welcome back. I have a problem with the network, so I'm trying to see how best we can have that to work for us. Today, of course, we are looking at the issue of Simon and who he is, what you need to know about him, things you must know about Simon. Very, very important. For those of you who claim to have him as their prime minister, we want to reveal who Simon is to you today. But for Biafra, we cannot accept criminality. We cannot accept this level. We cannot accept criminality in any guise. In Biafra, we cannot accept criminality. So we can't have criminals preside over Biafra. We can't have criminals preside over what we're doing. We can't have criminals preside over what we are doing. We can't have criminals front as our leaders. No, we can't have criminals front as our leaders. So we are going to be exposing everything that has to be exposed, and that is what we have come to do. Thank you. So today I'm going to be opening up this stuff. But before I go on exposing Simon here, I was told yesterday, first I want to just smile because of what Simon said yesterday when they started their, they refused to publicize their fundraising this time around because they just want to do it. They know they're going down. So that criminality will stop. For those who are still giving them monies, well, that's your cup of tea. You are just being stupid and foolish. That's just all. That's just all. You just have to know that. And two, he said something. He said he knows the step-by-step procedure in which Biafra is going to come. And he said that when you start contributing, when you begin to contribute very well, he's going to open them one after the other. Well, I know you should understand what that means. He doesn't have anything to offer. He's only forcing you to bring money to him. That's by the ways. Yesterday, I was being told yesterday that somebody like you see, when we talk about sincerity and sanity in what we're doing, we just have to look at people and their narrative. I was told yesterday that someone like 247 Ugo, was making a broadcast, and you see, it is shameful what we see. And the worst thing that can happen to you in this life is to have people who lack content, even in their lives, who are shallow in their mentality to preside over you in any way, whether in a nation, in a family, or whatever. Whenever you find a family where the father is dull, the father is an illiterate, the father is daft, you see that it begins to rub off on the children unless they begin to take critical decisions. Maybe their mother or somebody can push them and make sure that they go for education and build their intellectual ability, you discover that you would have serious problems in that family, grooming of terrible people. You know, I know that he's mentally deranged. I know he's retarded. I know he has conflicting mental mental problem. They are conflicting because you can't really place it. I know Ugo has some personality disorder, very massive and very, very very acute. But for him to come and mention that when my grandmother died, they gave me money and he contributed. In the first place, he's a blogger. He's doing his business as a blogger and coming all out on social media for you to contribute and give to him. I don't do blogging. I came here to do my project and to find out that Biafra receive knowledge under the project of Biafra freedom. So my project here is Biafra, and my project is mandate to receive Biafra, to get Biafra and restore Biafra, and that's my mandate. We are watchers. We secure what Mazen Namdekano has already designed and of course put down for us to secure until he's out. He came all out and yesterday, and I wanted to, you see, you just have to know these kinds of people. I remember when Madam Ife, Maureen, and even Judith that said, I'm waiting for her to call out my name in front of her juju. Let her see whether she will not be the one to go down in that juju. I'm waiting for her to do that. Judith, Ife, Barbara, and Maureen, when they came to the media platform to tell us about why the issue of Azuka not giving accounts, and not responding to Umuada according to the agreement and the agreement they had. I remember everybody on the media team was everywhere. Yeah, we must get this. But you see one thing that happens in that place. Once we talk and have meetings, the next thing you see that they will go back behind and sabotage it. Those of them who will go and liaise with Azuka and gossip will go and liaise and gossip, and then they sabotage the whole thing. And 247 has whenever we have an issue and we discuss it, he will be the one to destroy it. In fact, with his own narrative, the way he comes, you just know that something is wrong with this person. So I don't blame him. He has mental problems. So I don't need to exchange words with somebody who has mental problems. For him to come out to say that I came to ask for funds when my grandmother died, I speak and I cross him this day for bringing that up. I cross him to his fourth generation. In this thing that he is doing, coming to blackmail, you don't blackmail me and go free. It's not a joke, because I come with truth. I stand for truth. I represent truth, and you can never blackmail me and think you'll go free. Those ones who are coming to threaten me, like one ROZ, I don't know who that idiot is, coming on Twitter to threaten me. Anywhere he sees my messages, he just puts a threat. I'm telling him, for anybody who comes to threaten me or who comes to blackmail, you will see what is going to happen to you, your family. It will run in your family. You see that blackmail that you want to blackmail me, it will run on you, and it will overrun you and crumble you. That's just the truth. It's not a boast, but I know what I'm saying. It's a spiritual order, and you can't just reverse it. 247, I curse you this day. You will see what's going to happen to you. It's a curse. I've placed it on mentally deranged anyways, but for you to come, anytime you come up, you want to blackmail me, rather than face facts. When you see people who don't have content, rather than face facts, argue what we're arguing. Have you seen us under the auspices of the Accountability and Transparency Group coming here to tell you about who asked for money and who didn't ask for money, and who said this and who want to buy this and who want to buy it and who asked for money and all of that? Have you seen us come to do that? We present facts to you. The issue here is that Simon and Azuka has refused to give account. The issue here is that our men are the men on ground are being divided by Simon's program and all of that. And he has created his own organization out of the whole thing. We bring facts. We don't come here on family issues and all of that. But today I'm going to be pointing out some facts that are on the media about Simon today to you. And which, of course, Mirago, thanks to Mirago, who came all out and did the digging. Yesterday, he brought the information. We neglected this information. And he began to bring out this information already on the internet. And of course, we neglected it because we were looking at when Simon was arrested. If you remember, I would remind you guys, the day we were talking about that arrest, none of those media team members were there. It just me, Prince, and Pastor Livingstone were here when we were talking to you, encouraging you and telling you that it's for the best, that Simon has been arrested, but we shouldn't fear. And suddenly he came up online, and then we got the hint and we told you that he's been released and he's online now. And if you remember in that broadcast, he refused to talk about that arrest. Have you ever asked yourself the reason why Simon was evading everybody who called Simon shying away from talking about the arrest? Why was Simon shying away from talking about the arrest? That's the big question I want you guys to ask yourself. Sorry, I've not gone to the message column many ways, but because I'm just on another aspect of the screen so that I'll be able to see, you know, I can get I can be able to see other things and all of that, you know. And but I'll still go to the message column so that I can look at your messages. But for now, I want to showcase this whole thing. Now, ask yourself the question: when Simon came back from the arrest, when they left him and he came back home, why was he shying away from every question regarding the arrest that people were asking him? People were asking him that day, and I observed that Simon was not, when in fact the last one, there was one bent, and Simon could not hold his patience anymore. He had to react. He said, please, everybody, nobody should talk about this arrest again. Let's just concentrate on this. I'm here now, and let's concentrate on Biafra, blah blah. Why was he shying away from that? Nothing to do with Biafra. Everything to do with himself, his wife, the business, and his claims, and the monies coming into his account. It had everything to do with the indictment that came from all of the information concerning business, concerning money laundering, and concerning money laundering, concerning the issues that have to do with his claims, being a lawyer, being all of these details. Now, Simon refused to talk about, until today, he has not mentioned anything about the arrest. Let me ask you something. Simon, you know, and who is a braggart, who want to boast, who want to show self. Simon, you know, if that arrest concerns Biafra, Simon himself will brag about it. I was arrested because of you, because of Biafra, but I took my stand. He will brag about it. It's common sense. That's the kind of person he is. He will brag about it, but he didn't say anything about it. He didn't talk about it. He made sure that everybody who was talking about it, he was telling them, please, let's not talk about it. Just go make your point. Forget about the issue of the arrest. Don't talk about it. Why wouldn't he talk about it? Because common sense, it's going to indict him. It discovers some things about him. And so talking about it will expose who he is, and what he has been doing. Broadcast today is to let you know that thing that he was refusing you to know. He was refusing you to hear. That thing that he doesn't want you to hear. That purpose of this broadcast is for you to hear and to know what he was talking about. I mean, what he was hiding. What he didn't want you to know that period. This is the time you're going to know it. From this broadcast, you are going to know about it. Just sit quietly, free your mind, just look at what we're going to be showing to you. From the information, that's particular media platform that he told you that interviewed him, that media platform, that Finland, in this information from that media platform, they covered every detail, every information about Simon. They gave the narrative about Simon. They revealed the information about Simon, but these things were on the media. Everybody pretended they didn't see it. Simon himself pretended he didn't see it because he doesn't want you to talk about it. But today, we're going to let you know that that broadcast refused you talking about that. I'm going to open it up here. And of course, my colleagues, comrades on the platform of Biafra warriors and fighters have been exposing all of Birugo, who went out to dig all this information yesterday. Because he was saying, why have we kept quiet on this? Why are we not talking about these things? He went to bring all this information. Let's talk about these things, because these are the things people must know so that people can know who they're working with. For you to know about to do with a nation, and that's of this broadcast. And this deep into this information. I don't know the fluctuating now, but I know it's going to stabilize. I don't know. So I know, I hope, I've not seen the message column anyways, because I am on another, side of the page here also, so that I can show you some stuff. Now, before I do that, I'm going to first display, because I'm going to read out some things, of course, from that particular media platform that was talking about Simon. But before I read something from there, I'm going to show you some stuff right here now. I'm going to show you some stuff here. Now, if you look at this picture, on your on the screen, you will see Simon and his wife. Now, the purpose of Simon arrested that period, I'm going to read it out. The purpose, I like what Mirigo, how he streamlined them here. Mirigo gave the perspective and puts them in a perspective here. Mirigo posted it and said, here below are the reasons Simon Ekpa was arrested by Finland police. 1, big money was traced to his account and entering into his account. Remember, the money is coming from those people. Remember, there was a particular time people were coming up with narrative, including about 2, I was told directly by the people who were involved. They said they gave Simon money to do to prepare documents for them, visas or something, and Simon refused to. And I was arguing on behalf of Simon those days. I said maybe the thing didn't work because you can't. He's not the one issuing the visa or whatever. Maybe it didn't work. But anyways, the truth about it is that Simon was fronting himself like saying he's a lawyer, whereas he's not a lawyer. It was the wife that was a lawyer, that is a lawyer, and he was using the wife's he was sitting on the back of the wife to front himself like a lawyer. He doesn't have the qualification that can qualify him to be a lawyer in Finland. Now, money was going into his account. 1, the money is coming from Azuka, and of course, the money is from ESM and the fundraising that they make. Monies were going into his account. At the same time, money is coming from those who were giving him money, because the moment he came all out to become to front himself as Biafra spokesperson and all of that, the moment all of that happened, the people now started coming requesting to have visas and all of that, and coming stronger to him, thinking he's a lawyer, to help them get visas. And that was how monies were coming into his account, big time. And that was one of the reasons he was arrested by the police. The second point is that immigration reported that they were scammed. Many immigrants reported that they were scammed by Simon Ekpa after collection of money, and he never gave them documents they paid for. Now, that's the second point. The third point here is Simon Ekpa claimed to be a lawyer, whereas he's not, and this was causing embarrassment to his ex-wife. Now, the degree also he claimed, remember, Ken Nachuku has said here, and even yesterday he mentioned it, that there was a school in UK, in Wales, where Simon claimed he studied law, does not even offer a law degree or a law course. Does not offer a law course. So which of the schools gave him that claims to have in law? Now, the degree he claimed to have were nowhere to be found, and levels of education cannot make him a lawyer in Finland. That is another point that Mirigo stated. Now, look at what this media platform posted about Simon. This YLE or something, I've forgotten the name is somehow, I don't know how to pronounce that name. This particular media platform in Finland, after that arrest. Now, look at him and his wife here when he had to face the panel there, or interrogation here, when they were being interrogated here. Now, that media platform in Finland wrote this: contrary to what many customers have thought, Ekpa himself is not. Complaints, due to the confusion, complaints have been made about him and his ex-spouse to the supervisory board, and their actions have been dealt with in the administrative court. Ekpa himself says that he has never claimed to be a lawyer. Now, do you remember when Ekpa was here on his platform, not here now, on this platform, on his platform, telling you people that he is a professional and a high-class lawyer, that in fact, the articles and the materials he's writing as a lawyer are first class, are one of those highly sought out information that he's putting out there under the law or the legal profession. He said it last year that the information, the compilations he's making, as a lawyer in Finland, that they are one of the most sought information all over the world. He claimed that he is a lawyer of repute. He claimed so much when he was talking about all of these things about himself last year. And I remember where I was when I was listening to this particular broadcast that day. I can't forget that day. And somebody was talking about his language. Then I think there was a controversy about his the way he talks, that he cannot even address himself well in English, and he was trying to brag. He was trying to brag, but of course we know that from what Ekpa writes and what he speaks, he is not a lawyer, because he does not have the vocabularies of a professional lawyer. Lawyers, we know how they speak, no matter what. Even if they have bad English, you know how they speak. The issue is not about the bad English. Of course, he has bad English. That's it. There are no two ways about it. He has bad English, but he doesn't speak like a lawyer. He speaks like a layman, a tyro, a Nephite. In fact, I have not done any. Of course, maybe in level 1. Of course, we did in one of the courses we did law. At that level, based on the course I was reading, we did law to an extent where, in fact, that was when I saw that that was when I saw how a lecturer can cram handouts. My lecturer then, all his handouts, he has all of them in his head. He doesn't read from his handouts. He comes out, and when he's teaching us, he's just we are looking at the handouts, reading out. And then he's just saying the things, just saying them out. And you'll be wondering, how did this man cram all of this thing in his head? He reads them out verbatim. Anyways, that's by the way. Even me, I'm not a lawyer, but I can give terms. And when I'm speaking, I can represent very well with my language and everything about, at least to an extent. And you say this person, at least to an extent, has a level of understanding about legal things. Simon does not have it. He doesn't have what it takes. Now, here is the write-up from that media platform that Simon claimed interviewed him. And that is the same media platform that he told that his organization is funding him. He didn't want to implicate himself in that particular interview so that it doesn't contradict, because he wanted to justify the amount of money coming into his account. So he now said, when they said, who is funding you and your organization? He said, Biafrans are funding my organization. He didn't say funding me and my organization. Biafrans are funding my organization, because his organization is actually his. So if his organization is being funded, it simply means that he is being funded. That's it. So he didn't want to say his organization, because it will be like he's making it very personal and give a clue to the people, and which, of course, he has told us initially that he doesn't take any money from Biafra. He doesn't have anything to do with the resources of Biafra. So he didn't want to send a wrong message to us. Rather, he needed to use the organization of which his e-frogs will not understand, or the people he works with, or those daft people who are going around praising him ignorantly will not understand. So if he uses my organization, the people will not understand that he's actually talking about, that he's actually answering the question that that man was asking. Who is funding you and your organization? So they now say here, that media platform says, contrary to what many customers have thought, Ekpa himself is not a lawyer. Due to the confusion, complaints have been made about him and his ex-spouse to the supervisory board, and their actions have been dealt with in the administrative court. Ekpa himself says that he has never claimed to be a lawyer. Now, do you see the lie here? All the things he keeps telling them there is different from what he tells you. You e-frogs and you ignorant morons who believe Simon to the core. You who have allowed yourself to be fooled, that when your children watch you tomorrow and look at your social media platform, by tomorrow they will look at you and spit on you on your grave when you are dead. They say, this my father was a daft man. Like as I read the Kuba will say, mumu man. This my father was a mumu man. Let me use his voice. You'll be not be juju be that. Your children will come to your grave and spit. They say you are a mumu man. You allowed a boy who doesn't even have anything upstairs to deceive you. Okay, let me not call him a boy because he's 34, 35, or 37. I don't know how old he is. He's a young man. So let me address him, as a young man. You allow this young man deceive you, your old age. Dancing around, some of you, even if you are younger than him, you allow this young man to manipulate you. That means you have nothing in your brain. It is only in fact a particular platform. Let me show you something from that platform. I'm going to read again from that platform. I'm going to read again from that platform. I'm going to read again from that platform. But if I do that, let me play this from Mazen Amdekano so that you can understand this.
If we abandon Chukwukika Biama in truth and honesty, please goodbye to Biafra. Biafra had in the pure years. You'll be only running around in circles. You can never come. It is the kingdom of heaven itself. You want to do something that is happening in heaven, on earth, for mankind to see and testify to the goodness of the Lord. You have to be of the courage. You have to be without fear in the face of your enemies. If you are without fear before your enemies will run from you. Rather than you running from them, your enemies will run from you. If you speak the truth always, regardless of the consequences, lies will run from you. You must protect those who cannot protect themselves, not to steal from them. I repeat, it is your job as a child of heaven, IPOB family member, to protect those who cannot protect themselves. That is your job. Not to kidnap them, not to rob them. You must be of good conduct. That's Chiku Okike Abiam left. If these conditions are not in place, Biafra will not come. Biafra.
We are through. Let's go now. Let's go further. In here, network signal here is very, very poor. Now I want to read what is on the screen. I want to read what is on the screen to you so that you can understand it. And please let me know if you can. Let me go to the comment section to know what is happening, because I need to. Yes, but you never told truth on the channel. Okay, I'm just trying to see what the conversation has been, but I have to expose them now. Now listen, see what this message says. Content, what's the degree title equate to here? Okay, now we don't know what they're talking about there because it is a screenshot stuff. So let's just watch it now. Ekpa does not have the qualification of a so-called licensed lawyer in Finland. Now this is coming from that media platform, you know, that interviewed him one time like that. Now this is a Finland platform, not from any of us. So you will not say that we're lying against him. This is from Finland platform. This is Ekpa does not have the qualification not act as a legal assistant for asylum seekers in court with public funds. Now, did you hear that? He cannot act as a legal assistant for asylum seekers, but he is fronting himself as someone who can do all of this stuff. Now look at what they say. Yale, that's YLE, that's the media platform that I was talking about. YLE has talked to several asylum seekers who have mistaken Ekpa for a lawyer. You see the misrepresentation here. He makes the people believe that he is a lawyer. He makes them believe he is a lawyer. This is the person you call your prime minister. He gives them impression that he is a lawyer. And then the real side of the matter has only been revealed to them when they have seen the documents concerning them. So when they now begin to see the documents that he actually signed concerning them, they begin to see another name on it, which does not represent his name. A name unknown, Marian Zakajavi, instead of Ekpa. So the name that they see there is Maria Zakajavi, Marian Zakajavi, instead of Ekpa. That is what they see instead of Ekpa. So what does that tell you? This is someone who has chosen to defraud the people. Now he misrepresents the whole thing to give them an impression that he's a lawyer. And then they now believe that a lawyer is carrying out that stuff. And then he uses another firm, Marian. I don't know who that Marian is, whether it's a lawyer or so. He uses that name. Of course, that Marian should be a lawyer, because that name, if that person is not a lawyer, then he will not be able to use that person's name also. So he uses that as a means of defrauding the people. Now look at what Yale. Now if you go to YLE platform, Yale Lati, which is a Finland-based media platform, go on Twitter. This is where you're going to find all of this information that was tweeted. I remember that when this information came out, I was looking at them, but at that time, we were just concerned about ending the Nigeria stuff. And so we didn't want to bother about looking at this information. But thank God for Mirugo, who brought our minds back to it yesterday. And I said, wow, yes, we have forgotten these things and we have to talk about them. And thank God for the crew in the, Biafra warriors and fighters who have been publishing all of this information. And of course, I read the other information I gave you then that I read out was written by Mirugo. I'm going to read another stuff from Mirugo that he wrote out, and I'm going to read it out so that you can also look at it critically and then understand all of these details. And then I'm going to read. There's one in Neka. Is it Neka also? And published one time I was supposed to read. I've been looking for it in my phone, but I don't know how I'm going to get it back. Because I think I have it somewhere. Let me check if I can have that also from Neka. Neka wrote something that I wanted to read last time that gave us a vivid understanding of Simon. But I don't know if I have them. So let me see if I have them. If I have them, I'm going to check it out. But let's look at what this media platform says about Simon. The man from Lati, who is inciting rebellion in Nigeria, talking about Simon. And of course, they critically called him a rebel, but he's inciting rebellion in Nigeria because Biafra is still under the bondage of Nigeria. So he's inciting rebellion. He gets the people, in the sense of what they are trying to say here, they are saying that the rebellion against Nigeria, inciting rebellion in the fact is that he's a rebel against Biafra. That's how I want to put it here. Because he's inciting rebellion against Biafra. And he is causing men like Butuzo and co to rebel against Biafra as he superintends over that rebellion. They said here that the man from Leti, who is, I think Leti is an area in Finland, I think so, who is inciting rebellion in Nigeria, is marketing services to asylum seekers. Marketing services, that means the service of getting them documents. He capitalizes on the situation. Simon has always capitalized on situations to defraud people. He capitalized on the situation of Mazin Amdekano. He saw that Biafrans were desperate. He capitalized on that, came with a narrative, and used it to build his platform. Today, he has a mega platform collecting money, super chats, and different kinds of monies. Donates to our organization. He puts it there, and the money does not go to Biafra. Which is your organization? You have Biafra, and you are creating your own organization. What is the purpose of donating to your organization when we have a Biafra project that needs money? And yet, you collect money by misrepresenting ESN, because by the narrative, as somebody gave this narrative, I read it somewhere, and the person said something. He said that ESN is actually an interpretation of Simon's name, which he gave to us one time, telling us that he's in Njoku. So Ekpa, Simon Njoku, that is what you are donating your money to, not Eastern Security Network. You are donating your money to Ekpa, Simon Njoku. So when he says Biafrans are funding my organization, it is clear by that ESN he tells you to fund, which is Ekpa Simon Njoko. It is not ESN, Eastern Security Network, that you know. It is Ekpa Simon Njoko. That was why he told that interviewer that Biafrans are funding my organization. And when you go to his website, you will see in his website, support this organization. You will see a place where you have to support this organization, support my organization or our organization. That is the organization that is of him and not the organization IPOB, which represents the nation IPOB. Because I've told you before that IPOB is in two formats. One, the organization that is fronting as a means of restoring the IPOB, which is a nation, Indigenous People of Biafra, which is a nation, and Indigenous People as an organization fighting to liberate Indigenous People of Biafra, which is a nation. So the ESN that you are funding is Ekperima or Ekpa Njoko or Ekpa Simon Njoko, not Eastern Security Network. That is why on his Enter Biafra, he tells you support or fund, support our organization. Why is Simon putting the concept of, why did he drag you to watch his program on his website and left YouTube, decided intentionally to put a picture that will contradict or that will contravene the rules of Twitter, so that Twitter will block his account, and then he will now tell you that Twitter has blocked my account. Now you all must come to YouTube. Come to my platform, Enter Biafra. And then he takes the money of Biafra that you are contributing, builds the platform to a level, and then puts on that platform, support our organization. Is Simon not supposed to be thinking about building the www.ipob in USA and building it and making it a more mega platform if he's fighting for Biafra? Why didn't he concentrate on building that one and strengthening that one and getting people to fund from that point? But because he wants now, of course, he wants to cut Azuka, and they are together, they are making money from the IPOB in USA. So that is one side of making money. But of course, as a smart man, as a guy man, he wants to outsmart Azuka and his team. He now goes to build his own platform and puts the same feature in it, the feature of contributions, paying in money and all of that into his own platform. And then he woos you to leave Twitter, to leave Facebook, to leave every place and concentrate on his platform to watch him broadcast. So that when you concentrate on his platform to watch him broadcast, you will be seeing all the features on his platform. Once you open the website, you will register, you will do all of those things, and you will also support, because by that time, by seeing it alone, you will say, oh, let me just support this guy, and you will begin to contribute money in there. He now outsmarts them, outsmarts Azuka, outsmarts Ngozi Orabueze, and all those rogue members of his team. He outsmarts them, pushes every one of you into his Enter Biafra, and then there you are going to be seeing support our organization. And anything that comes into that his organization, Azuka and Co are not aware. The only one they are aware of is the one that goes into www.ipob in USA, which the cloned account, as Raf Ajere said, the cloned account there is the account of Azuka's husband, put under www.ipob.in.usa.org, put under there as a cloned account. When you think you are paying to the organization IPOB, you are paying into the account of Ngozi, Azuka's wife. Azuka's husband, sorry. Azuka's husband. The breast pressers. Those who come to constitute nuisance on social media. Look at what they say here. The man from Leti who is inciting rebellion in Nigeria. That tells you that Finland does not even see him as a true freedom fighter. Because if this media platform knows or have information that the government of Finland supports him, they will not put this narrative like this. But the media platform knows that the government of Finland don't even support him. They know that. So they have to put the language in a way that people can understand and know. This is a direct information to you that the government of Finland does not even have anything to do with the concept of Biafra Simon is looking for, because they have information about him. They know he is a criminal. They know he's extorting money from the people of Biafra. They are intelligent people. So if this media platform, if they know, and if it is true that the government of Finland is supporting Simon, this media platform will not put this word like this, who is inciting rebellion in Nigeria. But because they know that the government is against him and they know that they have incriminating facts about him, they have to put it like this. They said, that Simon, who is inciting rebellion, is marketing services to asylum seekers. Asylum seekers are desperate people. They have no choice. They have no other choice than to anything you put on their table, they take, because they have to just secure themselves as asylum seekers. He capitalizes on their situation, just like he's capitalizing on your ignorance, just like he's capitalizing on your desire for Biafra, just like he's capitalizing on the fact that you are so desperate because you are thinking of who is going to rule you, who is going to lead you, who is going to be your leader, and who is going to be everything that you want to. You just need to have somebody that you will mention as your leader to console your stupidity, to console your soul in the realm of stupidity. And you don't need all of that. All we need is to come together under one umbrella, so that when we come under one umbrella, the government of Nigeria, the government of any nation will not know who to bribe. Everybody is working together. They will not know who to bribe. How can you bribe people when everybody's working? You cannot bribe any, because if you bribe one, other people are still working. So can you bribe all Biafrans? When we all come under the group where nobody is the leader, where what you say counts, where everybody is equal, where we all work together without anybody coming to who is this and that, where everybody is just going to have their say in and under the group. If you work and if you join hands with us to do that, you will discover that Nigeria government will not even know. They will not know who to bribe or sponsor to bribe. You know why? When everybody is in it, everybody is a cynosure of it. That means everybody represents it. So if they bribe me, they will not bribe the next person. You cannot, if we have 70 million Biafrans working together, if you bribe one, how can you bribe the 70 million? It's not possible. That is why the only tactics, the only way we can get our freedom is by working together. And that is why the accountability and transparency group was formed, where everybody works together. Nobody is the leader. But because you are vulnerable, because your desire is always who will lead us, Simon capitalizes on your vulnerability and robs you of your hard-earned money. They thought they were talking to a lawyer. Look at it here. The asylum seekers thought they were talking to a lawyer. You know why? They are desperate. Very, very desperate. Very, very desperate. Now let's watch this. Now, okay, this one is one of those things he posted. One of those his braggings, rubbishing Mazen and Bekano. Now look at what they said here. The financial situation of Ekpa's company is weak. Simon has not been in business, and that business critically belongs to the wife. But he's sitting on the back of his wife to defraud people, using it as a means of organizing this company that defrauds the people. So he's using the wife's name, fronting it as his company, or using it as a way of projecting himself as a company. So he used the leverage, he leverages on his wife, who is now an ex, and composes a company that sounds or looks like a law firm to manipulate and deceive vulnerable people to think that he is a lawyer. Look at what this YLE media platform, go on Twitter, you're going to see this information. Just go back in February, you'll see this information. They said the financial situation of Ekpa's company is weak. It has run into payment difficulties. and was removed from the withholding tax register last year. What is withholding tax? Anytime you are going to declare your profit and all of that, and you naturally, when you are making business, there is a percentage of your income that is deducted by the finance ministry or the Ministry of Finance or the tax agency that of the government. Now that percentage that is withheld is called withholding tax. That means before you are going to be paid any money for any service, the money is taken from your stuff, and then later when you give appropriate accounting, a comprehensive audit of your account and present the real auditing of your account, if there's an extra, the money that is taken from you will now be the basis in which they're going to make this subtraction. If there's an extra, they give back to your company. But that withholding tax is not forthcoming because Simon is not making any money. So he cannot, in fact, there cannot be any withholding tax from his company because his company does not even have any means of income. So that was why the company was removed last year from the register. After other things, tax debts were collected from the company. Among other things, tax debts were collected from the company. So even after the whole debts, the withholding tax could not become forthcoming, is no more coming because there is no money available. In May, the foreclosure was suspended due to the company's lack of funds. Ekpa says that the operation will still continue. That is what he says, because he knows that he's getting money from Biafra. So maybe he's going to use that to boost back and project himself more and more and all of that. You know what it means. Ekpa's old friend from the Pentecostal church has served as a deputy member of the company's board. He tells YLE that he no longer wants to deal with the company. You know why? The company is not profitable. How can you deal with something that is not profitable? So he's no longer going to deal with the company because the company is not profitable. As simple as that. Now look at what they say here. Contrary to what many customers have thought, Ekpa himself is not a lawyer. This is from that same media platform in Finland. Because they have made their investigation. They have gotten all the details. They said he's not a lawyer. They said due to the confusion, complaints have been made about him and his ex-spouse to the supervisory board. Now you see, they said he's not a lawyer and complaints have been made about him, which legally it has been taken care of and all of that. Now, small wonder. Now, can you just remember, if you remember, I want to refresh your mind. I want to refresh your mind going back to, the information that we had, after the issue of the arrest, the so-called arrest, and which Simon came out and refused to say anything about. If you remember, he refused to say anything about that arrest. Now, if you remember, Simon's body language changed from that day. I don't know whether you can remember. The way he was now going about everything became strategic. Now he began to, rather than go with that forceful voice, telling you how Nigeria will, and this and that will happen to Nigeria. Do you know what started happening? He started going more diplomatic. That means going with the narrative of diplomacy. And we begin to now write to this, we begin to now write to that, we begin to do this to that. And now he quickly gave himself the title of a prime minister because he needed to sit on a position where every of the things that he's been accused of would not become so conspicuous, where the attention would be that he is fighting diplomatically for Biafra. So the globe, both Finland and the world, will be looking at him, okay, now he is now going diplomatically. Because when you go diplomatically, nobody will probe you to that extent. When you are coming forcefully, Nigeria and the world and even Finland will be looking for issues about you to use against you. Because of course, that is what Nigeria will write to them to make sure that they get to indict you in one way or the other, especially when they see your loopholes and lapses. But because if you go diplomatically, all they need to be doing is to be funding you. Nigeria will just be funding you. Now, when you are speaking the language of Nigeria, all Nigeria will do is to fund you. But when you go radically, they will begin to look for your lapses and be attacking you with your lapses. And so when all these lapses were coming, coming to the Finland government and things were being written about Simon and to the government of Finland and all of that. And suddenly he was invited or arrested and taken, and then questioned and all of that. He now discovered that if he continues in that perspective, they are still going to come all out, and people will keep writing against him. So all he needed to do is to dance to the tune of diplomacy. So what he needed to do is quickly he composed his own Republic of Biafra Republic online, because he knows he cannot go in the Republic of Biafra that is already existent and recognized by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and other people before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He knows he cannot go by that narrative, Republic of Biafra, because if he goes there, he cannot be called the prime minister. On that platform, nobody is higher than anybody. But he needs a place where he can use as a means of continuing his dubiousness and his dubious activities. So what he needed to do is to create his own platform, begin to gather the names of the people we interviewed during that period, based on the fact that we were thinking that Biafra was going to end by February, and then we're going to begin to have our departments and all of that. All those people that were being interviewed, all of you who wrote your, who forwarded your CV and all of that, and we interviewed you until I stopped. Now, some of you don't know that I am the one who actually stopped on the media platform, the Autopilot's media platform. I am the one who, when I saw their pettiness, I started doing a program here, which I organized myself, talking about the Alliance in Focus, where I bring Oduduwa Nation and Biafra Nation. And the whole people like Sonia Barawa, Gaddafi and co, they were running mad. Every time they were sending a message, you are trying to make yourself look like you are a leader. Who are you? You want to put yourself above everybody. You're always doing to know. You are trying to do as if. And why would you go and organize Oduduwa Biafra on your program? If we want to do that, every one of us must be involved. It must not. This is my platform. I create platform. I create program for my platform. And they made it an issue. They were talking jealousy. The envy was so much. I wrote on that platform. Maybe one of these is I'm going to read out the stuff I wrote. I wrote there. I turned out my resignation. I no more want to belong to this Autopilot media platform. And when Simon asked me, I told him I'm no more part of it. In fact, at a point in time when with this petty issue, all this petty kind of quarrel, hey, you are not supposed to do this alone. Hey, we are supposed to be part of it. Hey, why are you writing letter to Oduduwa people? Will you write letter to Oduduwa people using your platform? And write it using our platform. And we are the media platform representing Biafra. For God's sake, who made you? What do you have in your head? What do you have to offer on media? I'm asking Gaddafi. I'm asking Sonia Akbarawa. That one's who is just there like he's just there like I don't know. I don't go into all this petty issue of abusing, but when you begin to irritate you, what they do, they come out to speak, they talk nonsense. I'm telling you here now that these are the same people who were saying yes, Mazuka should give account. You hear 247 when we're having them. Yes, they are supposed to give account. You hear Gaddafi, we are supposed to give account, and then when they go back, they go and destroy. They will come back, and before you know, they change the whole thing. Unsteady people. Two-faced. Now they have so-called portfolios on social media. They are happy. Have you forgotten about the cloned account? The cloned account that this guy talked about? Your so-called commissioner of whatever it is under the auspices of the... Let me play it again so that you can hear, because I told you that this rough stuff is an exposition on it of its own. This rough... stuff. So let me play it again so that you can hear Ralph again, your Minister of Communication, or whatever they call that nonsense. Let me play it again so that you hear your Minister of Communication. Listen to him again. Listen.
Very well. Now the question is, between Simon Ekpa and the leadership of IPOB, the DOS, who is or who can be as a freedom fighter? The DOS has no monetized page. The DOS does not have membership page. The DOS does not broadcast on YouTube where they are being best. Has no private accounts that they have scammed or cloned in ESM between Simon Ekpa and the DOS, who are the career freedom fighters.
Listen now.
Those of you that cannot ask questions continue to be scammed.
You will continue
Simon
to be scammed.
Ekpa 101. I'll be dropping it.
Those of you who cannot ask questions, you will continue to be scammed. Like this Clement posting rubbish here, those e-frogs. Those of you questions, you will continue to be scammed. Said, called Minister of Communication on the rogue cabinet of Simon. Neka, I'm trying to get that. There was a particular publication you made the other time. You know, Ego says photo ministers. I'm just beginning to look at the messages now. I've never looked at the messages. I was actually on the other side trying to show you the pictures and all of that. But now I'm opening the message. There's so much I can, you know. Now you heard him there. He said, those of you who cannot ask questions, you will continue to be scammed. And he's on that he's having that portfolio on that rogue cabinet now, scamming you on the same to come and give your money in that same account. Don't you see that you are just a moron? Empty. Empty. Now let me read what Mirugo wrote. Let me read what Mirugo wrote. You know, let me read what he wrote here. There's something he wrote. He said, breaking news. Sorry, it's not I think he's not the one who wrote it anyway. He's from that platform. He copied it. Now, let me read what that YLE.fi menu said on their platform. That's Mirugo copied it out. So let me read it out. It says, Lehi-based rebellion leader Simon Ekpa law firm run into financial difficulties. It was found to be unresourced in the foreclosure. Now listen to it. The collection against Simon Ekpa's law firm was suspended last year due to the company's lack of funds. Are you listening? Simon Ekpa, okay, let's go on. Simon Ekpa, a Nigerian rebel living in Leti, has created a career in Finland as an expert specializing in immigration law. Did you hear that? However, Ekpa's own law firm seems to have run into difficulties. Ekpa, a local politician from Leti, rose to the public awareness in Finland earlier in February when he was reported to be leading an armed rebellion in his native Nigeria. On Thursday, the police briefly arrested him. Do you hear that? From that platform in Finland, from that media platform. On Thursday, the police briefly arrested him on suspicion of money collecting crime. Money collecting crime. And that is in two ways. The money is coming from BIAFRA. The money is coming from those he was scamming, telling them that he will get them documents. Ekpa did not want to comment on the suspected crime to YLE on Friday. He didn't want to comment on that issue to this media platform. Remember, he also didn't want to comment on this issue when he came online that day, if you remember very critically. When he was being asked, one critical caller was trying to force words out of him. He now became impatient. He said, please, anybody who is calling, please don't talk about that issue. That issue is gone. Now I am here. Forget about the arrest. Let's just go. He didn't want, I know Simon Ekpa very well. And if you have your thinking caps on, if you are intelligent, you will know him very well. He is somebody who will brag about everything. If he was arrested because of Biafra, he would have said it on that day and he will keep saying it. Because of you, I've been arrested. Let him come out and say it. Let him come out and say it is because of Biafra issue or because of Biafra struggle that he was arrested. Let him come out and say it. Then we are going to take him from there. Tell him to come out and say it. Ekpa, who speaks Finnish very well, says on his social media pages that he has worked in the legal field in Finland since 2009. First in a legal office in Lehi, and later also through his own company, Ekpa & Co. That means he worked in that, let's say, okay, let me go on. Anyways, Ekpa describes itself on its company's website. You know, now they use itself. It's a very good one because it should be, Ekpa should be it now because this one is not a human being. They should describe him as it. He is not a human being. How can somebody be this wicked and evil? This so evil and wicked. This is an it. It's not a he. Look at the paper here describing him as Ekpa describes itself on its company's website. as an expert, especially in the law on foreigners. However, he does not represent his clients in court himself and is not a lawyer, said by the paper. I have been a legal advisor, Ekpa told YLE on the phone on Friday. I have been a legal advisor. That's what he told them on the phone. On its website, Ekpa uses the title LLM, Masters of Laws. Of course, you know the LLM stuff. Masters of Laws, that's what it is. It is not equivalent to a finished master's degree in law, but is, according to the Juristilito, typically a 1 to 2 year legal degree, usually completed at a foreign university. Ekpa has said on its website and social media that it received, that's talking about the company now, Ekpa, received a degree from the Welsh University of Albert, or whatever this thing is called. This kind of name stuff we don't get for these places. While he asked about the university, there was no information about degrees. Did you hear that? Ekpa's own company, Ekpa and Co. OY, has run into payment difficulties and was removed from the withholding tax register last year. Remember the information I showed you. Among other things, tax debts were collected from the company. In May, the foreclosure was suspended due to the company's lack of funds. However, Ekpa tells YLE that the company is still in operation. In 2021, the company had a turnover of about 80,000 euros. That's what he says. The tax administration can remove a company from the advanced collection register if its operation have ended. However, membership in the register is not mandatory. The company can only add for deletion itself. Can apply for deletion itself. Ekpa is a member of the coalition and serves as a member of the Public Transport Board of Leti region. That means he is like Oluomo of Tinubu, those Agberos. He's like NURTW. This coalition and serves as a member of, he's a member of the coalition and serves as a member of the Public Transport Board. He's just like NURTW in Nigeria, National Road Transport, National Union of Road Transport Workers. Ekpa is like Oluomo, the head of the NURTW, the Agbero. That's what he is in Finland. That's what they say here. He's as a member of the Public Transport Board of the Leti region. That's what he calls politics. That's his politics. That's his politics. That's his politics. So he's acting as an Agbero. You know Oluomo now, the one who is in charge of NURTW in the zoo. He's on the board of NURTW, where all those people, uneducated idiots, come to constitute nuisance in Nigeria, defrauding the passengers, and defrauding the drivers. Of course, the drivers too will extort the passengers. They impose unnecessary fares on the people, and the people pay for it. That's what he's doing. Although in Finland it will be more organized anyways, it won't be like that. But that's the equivalent to it. And that's what he calls the politics he's playing. To be the head of NURTW in Finland, their own version of NURTW, or to be on the board. He doesn't have what it takes. That's what it takes. That's what he says. Now, the other time I was telling you people, because you guys need to be, because these are the things that you need to hear and to understand. Now, if you read this, if you look at this, because we forget easily, so I'll keep reminding you. MNK has asked me to communicate to Biafrans his repudiation of the Fox Biafra Republic government in exile, treasonous to his quest for Biafra statehood. Because what this means is that Biafra Republic government in exile is a treasonous organization and is against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's quest for Biafra statehood. That's what it means. It is treasonous because some of you might not understand this language here, but let me put it very well to you. He says, MNK, this is a man who has attained the highest level of his legal profession in the US. Former Attorney General of the United States. So he's not somebody who come to play all this nonsense you're playing. Hey, he's lying, he's playing propaganda. He's not that kind of person. He doesn't have anything, to gain from all this nonsense. He is a lawyer of repute. He is somebody upright. And he has done his job in the US. That is why he has attained that position. He's not somebody who play all this kind of level of stupidity that we play in the zoo, that Simon is playing with you. He said, MNK has asked me to communicate to Biafrans. He's not talking to Nigerians, to Biafrans. We know that there are so many Biafrans that are Nigerians because they don't reason, like people like Clement and all these idiots, all these e-frogs here, posting rubbish. They are all Nigerians, even if they are Biafrans by birth. That is, if some of them are. Anyways, he says, MNK have asked me to communicate to Biafrans his repudiation of the fox. What does fox mean? Go and check the dictionary. What does repudiation mean? Go and check the dictionary. I give assignment to these e-frogs. They jump everywhere, jump on any platform, comment anything they like, talk anyhow. They don't reason because they are frogs. They are electronic frogs. I won't say flogs, like and my Anambra people. They are flogs, because I saw that flog somewhere. Somebody said e-flog. They're e-flogs. Honestly, like my Anambra people. I used to tell one of my Anambra sister, I say, come, you want to talk about administration. Use administration. You know, this stuff. Anyways, I say, it's your tongue. Correct it. It's your tongue. It's my tongue now. It's the way it's my language. That is my tongue. I can do. No, it is your tongue. You correct it. Who will correct your tongue for you? You are the one controlling your tongue in your mouth. You know, look at it here. Go and check the words. All these e-frogs. You jump around. We know you can't destroy anything because you are frogs. It's only rats that can spoil some things. So you are not e-rats. You are e-frogs. So you cannot destroy our documents. You cannot destroy our food and all of that. He says, MNK has asked me to communicate to Biafrans his repudiation of the Fox Biafra Republic government in exile, treasonous to his quest for Biafra statehood. That means the Biafra Republic government in exile does not represent in any way the notion for Biafra statehood. It does not at all prove or represent anything that has to do with Biafra statehood. That is evident in the revelation that came from Ken Nachuku yesterday, where we took you through the website where Simon said he has been named and put in the list of Donald Trump's blah 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 list of all the stuff, all those shenanigans. How many of you have ever heard Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come to post about any title or any award? Have you ever heard it? Anytime he comes on broadcast, come to tell you, I've been given this award, or come on his Twitter, tell you I've been given this award. Even if he gets awards, we don't know. He doesn't mention it. He doesn't mention them. He doesn't say anything about them, because the reason here is, the focus here is freedom fighting. Freedom fighting is not entertainment. It's not entertainment industry. Freedom fighting is not self-exaltation, a self-glorification program. Freedom fighting is not NGO program. Freedom fighting is not about self. It's not about position. Freedom fighting is a serious business for serious-minded people, not for children, not for people with children brain or foul brain or fish brain, like all these e-frogs, because they are all anything that Simon out hook, line, and sinker. Fish brain. They don't reason. He says here, verse 20 says that by constituting his online Republic government in exile is treasonous to the quest that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in. The way, clear the phrase, stay away. It's a phrase, stay away from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Stay away. Clear terms, clear words, very clear. Not stay away. Because they are looking for who is going to lead us now. We're going to go. How will we go? How will this struggle? How would this happen? How would that happen? Us have ostensibly, if you go and check the word ostensibly, established is an adjective. So go and check it. And treasonous is also an adjective. Go and check it. Repudiation is a noun. Go and check it. Fox is an adjective. Go and check it. I'm giving you guys clue because you are e-frogs. You don't do anything. Ostensibly established a presence in Maryland, USA, because he went there to tell you he has gotten a stuff. A steep legal price for and it is not a boast. It is not a boast. It's real. A steep legal price. A steep. Go and check the word, e-frogs. Check the word. Look at that. Look at this, Ajere, the daft media personnel who is pretending over their Fox Biafra government in exile under communication. He's here. I just played I think you listened to your statements about Simon. Let me play it again so that you can remember your double standards, your stupidity, and your level, the height of your stomach infrastructure. Because you have you don't want to lose 8,000 or 6,000 or whatever number you have on your platform. You don't want to say the truth. You and I spoke, Rafa Jerry. You and I spoke after the currency thing, the issue of their faces on the currency. We spoke. You told me several things about Azuka. You told me several things about Chichi. You told me several things about them. Or you want me to start saying them? I don't have the time for those travels. But if you want me to say them, I'm going to say them. You told me several things about Azuka and Chichi. You told me about your experience with them. And here you're coming to talk. You have the guts to come and talk about me, Raf. You think I am a career freedom fighter? I am a serious business person. I came to Biafra freedom for serious focus, not for all this nonsense people are doing to sing people's praises. Who is Simon? For me to sing Simon's praise at my level. If you want to boast now, let's boast. Let him come out. Showcase Raf, you and Simon. Bring together what you have achieved. Let me bring out what I've achieved, what I've done. Come, let's talk about what you have achieved. You're telling me to call you. I remember that your broadcast say you cannot call me. Who are you for me to call you, Raf? Who are you, Raf? Is it because we come on Biafra stuff, all of us come and begin to discuss and play? Look at 247. Yes, I'm going to play it. I'm going to play the voice again. Look at 247 coming to say that my grandma died. I came to ask for money. Can you imagine that non-entity, personal non grata? He's a non grata because he doesn't have a personality. And I've crossed him. Everyone, Raf, Ajere, Chiamaka, 247, Gaddafi, all of you blackmail me. As long as I speak the truth, cross will remain in your family. Okay, so it seems I'm back now. I send me a message. Sure, I don't know. I'm not getting any signal here, especially regarding the um the uh the message. The network has blocked the message column, so I have to refresh to see if I can get the messages back. So let me refresh again, please. I'm sorry, I have to refresh it. The network that I'm not getting it quickly. So let me refresh and see whether I can get message. On now, since we're coming on, please, I want to get a message from you. Please let me know if let me see if I can get a message. A message. I need a message to let me to prove that I am out. To prove that I'm out, please someone send a message. If you are here, those who are consistent with the truth, please send a message to give us a clue that we're here and you can hear me clearly. Yeah, so that I can continue. Um, 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 Now I want to talk to those people whose mindset is about money, money, money. When they come here, all they want to talk about is money. Now let me tell you something. If okay, you are coming out. All right, so I'm coming out. Okay. I don't know what the video, whether it is it is effective now. Okay. So I'm coming out now. All right. Now the fact here is our focus is to make sure Biafrans see the criminality. Okay. Thank you so much, Edith. Thank you. Now, our focus here is to make sure Biafrans see the criminality and know those who are claiming to be seeking for Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself says, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu says, stay away. And what stay away means is stay away. You must understand all of this stuff and know that what Biafra represents is not anybody's personal ego. I was trying to play his stuff to him so that he can hear himself and hear himself for good and hear everything. It's always a madman. And yeah, you have to be mad to truly send a message of freedom to the people and the truth. Because if you're not mad, you'll be running around. Ego, thank you. We can hear you. Thank you so much, Ego. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Now, let me tell you something about the accountability group. Accountability group does not belong to anybody. That's what you have to know. So when we tell you to come under the auspices of the accountability group and think that we're telling you to bring money to give to us, you are just being daft and stupid, because you are used to the system of Biafra, in the sense that you have to glorify somebody before you know that you actually have Biafra as a movement. That's why you think that anytime people say join, it is all about them. It's not about us. Biafra accountability group Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to restore the format in which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have in mind, the format of Biafra and accountability. Another person works under him, position themselves as leaders, so that when we are now going to give details of what we're doing to the people, or whatever we do whatever we do under the auspices of togetherness, collectiveness, collective decision, and all of that. That's what we do. Yes, if you are truthful, you know the truth, except you are part of the criminals. That's just the truth. Ego, thank you for that submission. If you know the truth, if you are truthful, you know the truth. It takes truth to identify truth. That's just it. And so, look at what Raf said. Let's listen to him. Listen to him. Listen to him.
Now the question is between Simon Ekpa
now here
and the leadership of IPOB, the DOS. who is or who can be described as a career freedom fighter. The DOS has no monetized page. The DOS does not have membership page. The DOS does not broadcast on YouTube where they are being paid. The DOS has no private accounts.
Now, let me tell you something here. I am not against Simon doing whatever he's doing on his platform and all of that, but you have to understand motive. If you look at the way he went about it, you know that his intention is actually for criminality and to defraud you. Not because, of course, I can decide to monetize this page. Anybody, 247 and co, he said it during IPOB, during our meetings. He said it several times that he doesn't do any work. He doesn't do any job. 247 said it. He is not working. He only feeds from the blog, from the platform. And that is why he wants to grow his platform. Anytime I talk about my platform, the next thing he's talking about is to grow the platform. He doesn't look at the issue of Biafra is not his concern. His concern is grow the platform. Sorry, you make money. There was a time we had issues and we're talking. He was now saying, "Is it this $100 or $200 I get every month from my platform that I used to feed myself?" And he was saying, "Making so." These are people who have their interest in their stomach, not people who came for Biafra freedom. So I'm not against someone, monetizing his program. But if you look at the design, the concept, and the purpose and the intention, you know that the intention here is contrary to Biafra. It's about self. It's about his organization. It's about his program. You can imagine me now go to open and then get my website and then open everything and build it very well and give you access to the point where you now everything that has to do with it would be money. I might give you opportunity. I give you the platforms or the sites. Where you just come in and you pay money, and I begin to tell you to pay my money into my organization. When I know that there is a project called Biafra out there that is to be funded. Anybody could give super chat. Yes, there is nothing wrong with that. They all receive their super chat. I don't receive super chat because my platform is not yet monetized.
That they have
but
scammed up.
The design here, look at it now. The narrative here, Raf is trying to tell you here that it is not about the monetization. It's about the intent, which he knows very, very well here. He knows the intention of Simon. The intention here is to build this organization, monetize it, because the IPOB platform is not monetized in the sense of an organization for the people who are in it. But here now, Simon does it in a way and makes you live. Now he has cut himself off from social media. The only place he is on Twitter. Even on Twitter, you have to still go to his plan. He will tell you, "I'm cutting you off from Twitter now. Come to enter Biafra." You need to come there because the more you watch from his platform, the more he makes money. So the whole design is about what he's making. Now listen to this guy after talking about making comparison between DOS and then Simon's platform. Listen.
Or cloned for people to pay in ESM form.
He cloned an account.
Private accounts that they have scammed or cloned for people to pay in ESM forms.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ego, for reminding me that. He had a smooth sail with Nelly. And that smooth sail was so smooth that until when Nelly now accused him of money and money mongering, that's seeking for money, and desperate for money, that was when he now looked for a way to blackmail Nelly. That is when they went all out. And let me tell you people this thing. If Gaddafi want to where Gaddafi told me that some of the things said about Nelly were not true. That he is the one who designed it and brought out all of this stuff. Gaddafi told me that he and Nelly have a close relationship. In fact, they discuss intimate things about sex and all of this, that they are so close. But the narrative I got was that he was trying to use Nelly to get papers for United States to come to the United States. And Nelly was not playing ball. And so he was reacting and he wanted to get back at Nelly. So when he saw the opportunity, he now capitalized on that opportunity. He was the brain behind those nude pictures that Azuka sent to Simon, and Simon put them on his social media. Gaddafi is the brain behind it. let him come and deny it. I'm going to play his voice live where he told me. Gaddafi is a very, very terrible person. Look at all those guys. I'm just looking at them. I don't have the time. Do I come here to talk about them? I don't have time because they are not my focus. Simon is the focus because he's the one who misled everybody. And I want to get that notion of Simon out of the minds of the people. Because the more the people continue to keep this notion of Simon in them, the more they will go down. The more they will be deceived. The more they will be duped. The more they will be duped. All this Nelly's news you saw out there was spearheaded by Gaddafi. And Simon also was looking for a way to get at Nelly. Now, have you forgotten that Simon said something about Nelly? He said, "Send Nelly is me and I'm Nelly." Listen.
Somebody sent me a video yesterday that I said, Nelly Ofebu is me and I am Nelly Ofebu. Yes, Nelly Ofebu is me and I am Nelly Ofebu. Somebody sent me a video yesterday that I said, Nelly Ofebu is me and I am Nelly Ofebu. Yes, Nelly Ofebu is me and I am Nelly Ofebu.
This was when the going was smooth. He was not being questioned. When Nelly discovered that he's a money monger, as Edith put, as Ego put it here, that was when Simon is somebody that once you are not talking about his criminality, just make things go normal. Let's just be flowing. That's like it was flowing with me then. I was not, everything that was going on, I was not talking about. I was just trying to make it look like everything is fine. I was not talking about. So he was using me, using me for the work and all of that. And then the work was going smooth. And of course, we were just doing it as long as I was not coming all out to attack him. As soon as I came with the issue of their faces on the currency, that was when the whole thing changed. That was when he felt that I'm a criminal. That was when his frogs began to see that I'm not a Biafran. All the time I was giving my service to Biafra. Everything you see on that constitution, I sat down to write everything on that constitution, Biafra constitution. I sat down. The think tank group sat down. We rubbed minds. We brought ideas together and all of that. I sat down now to put all those things in perspective. And in fact, the criticalness there's some critical things I put there that come from my mind. Some critical things, some critical design I put on that constitution. I did a major job in that thing. Plus the think tank group sitting together and brainstorming to bring out that document. And then I was not all of this stuff. I have not stolen their money. Suddenly, I began to deal with the issue of their criminality. Once you are on the, you'll get the best of me. I am a loyal servant. I will dedicate my talent. But once I'll react when it comes to things that are very, very important. You can't use Biafra to defraud the people. Biafra should not be the means. Biafra is a project that has cost lives. Biafra is a project that has cost lives, for God's sake. Biafra is a project that has cost lives. Nobody should play politics with the issue of Biafra. Now look at the criminal, Raf. I think Raf, I don't know whether he should still be here because he wants to listen. Listen to the guy.
Very well. US, who is described fighter. DOS has no monetized page. The DOS does not have membership page. The DOS does not broadcast on YouTube where they are being paid. The DOS has no private accounts that they have scammed or cloned for people to pay in ESM forms between Simon Ekpa and the DOS, who are the career freedom fighters. Those of you that cannot ask questions, you will continue to be scammed. Simon Ekpa is a scammer, 101. I'll be dropping it as it comes.
That's from Raf Ajere. Thank you so much, Ego. He got mad. Yeah, of course. He got very mad. He said Nsima, Nelly left Nsima because he interviewed Ijele and she got angry and left them. That, you know, when people are not on the path of truth, they have their selfish stuff, they will keep doing nonsense. There's one particular stuff where, Nelly was, talking. Now, I want to play this. Let me play this one.
Or if you are
now, this is Azuka telling people that when you are accused of any criminality, you should step down. Of course, she didn't step down because she doesn't even know that grammar very well. Step down. She just says stay aside or stay. Listen to her. Step down when you are. This is the same Azuka that is being accused of criminality. She refused. Rather, she's coming on social media to dance and they press breast. The husband come to press her breast. That's what they're doing. Listen to her here, talking about those who are accused. Listen.
Of any crime, what you're gonna do is to reduce yourself.
To reduce yourself. Imagine, look at somebody who is a professional. Reduce yourself. Does it make sense? Reduce yourself. Instead of step down, she said reduce yourself. She doesn't have an intelligent. She's not intelligent, so she uses any kind of word, reduce yourself. How can you reduce yourself? Does it make sense? What kind of grammar is that? And they call themselves Minister of Defense, Secretary of Defense, or whatever that nonsense is on social media. Secretary of Defense. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said the truth, only the truth. Satan does not. Let me play it again. Listen, so that I can put on my light.
What they want to do. But if you ask Satan, what is the alternative to Biafra? Even Satan cannot answer because Zoo is a failed state. They will recruit all their sabo from everywhere and fund them. Ojukwu faced worse than what we are facing today. Yet he held out for 3 years. Talk less of when we are able to match them, toe to toe. We can fight for 1,000 years, I can assure you. I thank you all for listening, wherever you are. I pray for the blessing and mercy of the Most High upon each and every one of you. We are not just fighting for Biafra.
Yes, welcome back. Welcome back. At least I look different now. My cap is gone backwards and the light is on so you can see me very well. Now, listen to Azuka. She said you should reduce yourself. But the grammar here, I want to correct her. It's not to reduce yourself. You step aside or you step down from that position. You step aside. Listen to Azuka here, advising people when the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Look at what she was saying here. Listen.
Or if you're accused of any crime, what you're gonna do is to reduce yourself.
Gonna do.
Put yourself aside.
What you're gonna
investigation.
do.
And once this investigation is done, if you're clear, you can come back.
Probably you hear that?
We'll have to tell you. And
pending investigation. To the that even if it is to give you money to tell you we're sorry, we're going to give it to you. Now I'm going to play it again. Listen to her from the beginning. Listen to her from the beginning. Listen to the so-called.
Or if you're accused of any crime, what you're going to do is to reduce yourself. Put yourself aside. Pending investigation. And once this investigation is done, if you're clear, you can come back. Probably we'll have to tell you and beg you and apologize to you. We women, we can do that. I myself, I can do that, okay? We can beg you and say, please, even if he entails giving you money, we can do that. Okay? Last time, these have not been done up to today. What are they still? What is Nnelayaga still doing in DOS?
Are you listening?
So what are you still waiting for Nnelayaga? Come and tell us what you know.
Are you listening?
Online. What do you know? Natakano, what do you know about selling of our onion do? It's time for us to know the truth. So if not, you better come and tell us, okay? If not, our people will take it upon themselves. And you are aware that if you're a public servant, and there is an allegation out there
from Azuka
against you, that the first thing you do is to recuse yourself.
Do you hear that?
Pending investigation. Are you aware?
Sorry, what did you say? No, I'm aware if you're a public servant and allegations are
If you're a public servant, okay, or if
sorry, what did
self.
Listen to
Pending
that.
investigation.
Listen to that
Are you
again.
aware?
Listen to that again.
The first thing you do
Listen
is
to that again.
public servant, and there is
Listen.
okay. If not, our people will take it upon
Listen to
themselves.
what Azuka
And
said.
you are aware
Listen.
that if you're a public servant and there is an allegation out there against you, that the first thing you do is to recuse yourself pending investigation. Are you aware?
Now she is asking the guy, are you aware? That means it is a public information. It is not a secret information. She is very, very conversant with that information. That once you are a public servant and you are accused of criminality or any allegation, the first thing you do, you step aside. She's asking this guy last year, are you aware of this? Or 2 years ago, 2000, after the Mazinam, that's in July or so. She's asking him, in that it's a Zoom conference program. They're all here, see their faces. She's asking the guy, Azuka is asking, are you aware that the first thing you do when you're accused is to step aside? Today, she and Simon are busy, as I've said here, pressing breast. In fact, you accuse her, the more you accuse her, the more they press the breast. That's what they do. To tell you that what you are doing is not, you are talking rubbish. We don't care. Look at the other day, I saw Ngozi Rabuze with one guy. I don't know, and she couldn't even laugh and face the camera. Ngozi Rabuze couldn't laugh and face the camera because she knows I don't like attacking people personally, but I have to say some stuff because these guys are just non-entities. The other time she came and said, I'm begging her money. She just laughed and put her head down quickly because she cannot laugh very well and face the camera. That's the thing. Why did she laugh and bend down? Why must you bend down? You are being viewed by a camera and you're just laughing. Laugh, let the people see how you laugh. Let her laugh properly and face the camera. Can she do it? She doesn't do it. Chai Bracklet, you really have some people where it hurts in a particular part of the anatomy that should remain nameless. What's an exposure? That should remain nameless. Why is it? It's part of the anatomy now. It can be mentioned. It's not part of the body. Why are we scared of mentioning these things? It's just like when I started growing up, and they bring parts of the body in school. They would tell us, they would tell us eye, nose, mouth, this, blah, blah. And I kept wondering, why is it that these parts they are not, it's not part of the parts of the body, for God's sake? What is going on? Why is it that this part and these other two parts are not mentioned as part of the body? Is it not part of the body? Am I the one that created it? Is it not God that created it? So why are we scared of mentioning it to the children in the class that this part of the body is called? Look in my mouth and I go hear them before they go say, hey, this guy. But that part of the body is part of the body, for God's sake. Oh, I saw Edith here say, oh my, these people are evil. Oh my. That part of the body is part of the body anyways. Let's be sincere. Let's not pretend. It's part of the body. That anatomy must be mentioned. So please, somebody should mention them and put on the comment section. Then I can pronounce it out. Pronounce them out. Azuka and the husband said, you are a bullshit. What you are saying is nonsense. They came out dancing, pressing their breast and all of that. And doing all manner of, impunity. Simon comes out and dances. When he hears that Mazin Amdekanu's court case have been, moved, he'll see him drinking wine, champagne, dancing. And then he'll come and speak tough. Because he's so excited. It's now opportunity to do more, to carry out more evil. Bruce Fain said from Mazin Amdekanu, clearly he said, we will never forget it. It is clear as it is still an order. Speaks to Bruce Fain. to communicate to Biafrans, not to Nigerians, his repudiation of the Fox Biafra Republic government in exile. Treasonous, that means it is a treason. Do you know what treason? Treason is tantamount to death sentence, if you don't know. Treason. What Simon has, they all will face the law. Oh my God, time is against me. I got to end this broadcast now. Time is against me. Time is against me. Time is against me. I got to end this broadcast. Time is against me. I got to end this broadcast. It's already 2 hours. I don't want to exceed 2 hours. Time is against me. But I'm going to come with more narrative. Neka, there's a particular submission you made. I'm going to look for it again, and so that I can read it out here, because that submission is so lovely. Let me see if I can see it. If I see it here, I'm going to read it here, right here, now, right here, now. If I see it now, I'm going to read it. Let me see if I can see it. I'm going to read it out because that submission is powerful, you know, very, very powerful. And I want to read it if I see it. I want to read it. It's powerful. Where I stored that stuff. I stored it somewhere. I don't know why I stored it and forgot where I stored it. Is it old age? No, it's not old age. I'm not old yet. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let me see if I can. Oh Lord, I need to read this message from Neka. Neka did some. But anyways, I'm going to do it the next time I come online. I'm going to do that reading. I'm going to read that to you. I want to thank you all for watching. And please remember the unveiling and public presentation and transparency group will be on June 2023, and it's going to be by 5 p.m. Biafra time. We all will be definitely also on all our platforms, Biafra Warriors and Fighters platform, who they are also part of the accountability group. So when you hear accountability, it also concerns, it's also encapsulates the Biafra Warriors and Fighters and anybody out there who is fighting for freedom and who is on the path of truth. Anybody, you are part of it. So don't think it belongs to some group of people. That's why we said nobody is the leader. And works by the things we, because we are Republicans. Next week, Sunday, 11th of June, and we are Republicans, so we make decisions, and then the leader speaks the minds of the people. Accountability and transparency group is not a group where you come to showcase yourself and override other people with your own notion. No, we don't do that. We don't condone it in any way. We don't condone it at all. And let me tell you, every penny contributed under the auspices of the accountability group is accounted for. We have a structure that is well articulated and well designed. Well articulated and well designed. Clear cut, transparent is something that when you look at it, you see the process. You will know every step is well cut out. So it is not about and the mission. Yes, the mission, as said here, as said by Conan View Media, he has spelled it out here. Accountability and Transparency Group, ATG, shall account for every penny of resources you put in. It shall be well appropriated. Join ATG. You have the right to ask questions about accountability, about the monies. See, let me tell you something. You have the right. See, oh my God, I wish Biafrans will, everybody will understand this. There's no other time we have gotten it right other than now. There's no other time the structure has been well spelled out according to what is in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's mind other than now, where the resources, the funds and everything, you can ask questions. Who are the signatories? How much has been taken this month? How much was taken this morning? How did it go? To where did it go? Which office did it go? What was it used for? You can ask questions. Thank you, Edith Nedu. Thank you so much for your good work. God bless you. Thank you so much. You know you're part of us also. So thank you for our good work. We're all part of it. Ego, all of you, you are all part of accountability and transparency group. We are all part of it. It doesn't belong to any man. Because you have the right. You can speak. You can say, no, this is not right. This is right. Oh my God, Kelechi, did Gaddafi claim that those that Nelly pictures came from him? Yes, Gaddafi told me that some of the information, the goats there and the baby, that narrative was from Gaddafi. The issue of the baby, that narrative was from Gaddafi. There was nothing like that. Some of the things that were told there were lies. But because Gaddafi wants to get at Nelly, because Nelly was not giving him the green light for that American passport, American papers for him to come over to America. That was why. And all of that. So some of these things were actually, he spearheaded that nudity, that nude stuff that was circulated from Gaddafi. Certain parts of the anatomy must never be mentioned publicly, Biko. Oh, Lord have mercy. Let me rest it there because of time. It's already 3 minutes past. I don't want to go too deep into all of this because if I start this now, I'm going to mention. I don't care whose ass is God. I will mention them. Thank you so much, man. So much. So I've just said it. Gaddafi claimed that those nude pictures came from him. He claimed it, that he spearheaded those nudity. He said it to me, and I have them on record. You know, when you are dealing with such criminals, you record it. Because I saw that they were busy doing this. When you speak, they record you and go and give to Azuka and Simon. I said, okay, I'll be dealing with them with their coin. So anytime he calls me, I record it. So let him come and debunk anything I'm saying. I'll play his voice out here. I'll play his voice out here. I wish I was in that meeting where Azuka came to shout on elders. I would have recorded it. I was not in that meeting, but I recorded it next one when she came subtly and trying to put, I've made my personal findings. I have investigated the issue of Fungus Yoruba. Imagine who is investigating the issue of a nation. Imagine that imbecile. Say she's investigated a matter that is of a critical national interest, threat to national sovereignty and national interest. Treasonous, somebody who is accused of being an espionage. You know what it means to be an espionage? To be a spy. Ngozi Orabueze is accused of being a spy. Azuka is coming to tell us that she has investigated the matter and she's innocent. Within that evening, she had a meeting with us, and the next morning she had investigated. So we should just keep the matter aside. Can you imagine such kind of guts that Azuka has? Because everybody have embraced them. Simon and Co. They now think that they are dealing with them fools and idiots. Let me end the broadcast here, man. Everybody, I thank you all. I appreciate you. Today is Sunday. We have started a new week, and may our week be blessed and all of that. In fact, I was actually writing an article about pastors and all of this stuff, the issue of the Peter Obi and Tinubu and all of that, and those ones who were saying that Peter Obi would be the president and all of that. I was writing an article. I'm going to post it. If I don't post it tonight, I'll post it tomorrow. I was actually busy here. There. I couldn't finish it today. I couldn't actually complete because I was having calls here, talk discussions here, and all of that. And so, but we are still on track, and we're going to get there. I will stand on the truth at all times, and I want to appeal to you: stand on the truth at all times, no matter what it is. Don't consider your stomach when you're standing on the truth, because that truth is stomach. Don't consider your stomach when standing for the truth, because the truth will take care of your stomach. That's the truth. That's just the truth. So if you think that you have to tell the lies to feed your stomach, well, you will still come back to the point where you will still have to tell more lies to feed your stomach. But when you stand on the truth, no need to blackmail anybody, no need to rubbish anybody because you want to get viewership. You don't need all of that. Let me advise Rafa, Jerry, and Co. You are just there. You are selling. You call yourself a pastor. I know that pastor doesn't mean that you're a Christian, anyways. When you say you're a pastor, pastoring is a word for shepherd. You know, pastor. A pastor means shepherd. The word pastor means shepherd. Anybody could be a pastor, be a shepherd. When you talk about pastoral and when you talk about pastoring, over flock, that doesn't mean that you're a Christian. So when he says I'm Pastor Vam, you can imagine that doesn't even connote Christianity. That connotes criminality. That connotes instability. Vam, that means you are here and there. You are not anywhere. You are here. You are not there. You are just everywhere. That tells you that he's not straightforward. Look at the same person telling you Simon cloned an account. The same account is still being used to today. He's now in that camp telling you to come and put money in that account. That tells you who they are. They're all criminals. When they are not stable, they'll continue. I've told them anytime they come out, they'll keep making mistakes. Simon, come out, speak today. We'll get your mistakes because you're on the path of lies. Yes, very vindicative behavior and all of that. So let me end it here because of time. I've exceeded the time. I didn't wish to exceed the time, but I'm sorry for that. 2 hours was supposed to be the time. Thank you all. We're going to meet again tomorrow or so. And please get ready for the unveiling. You are part of this, and we have to rescue Mazen Amikano and also restore Biafra. That is the task for the Accountability and Transparency Group. Transparency Group. Those are the 2 Mondays we have. I was pronouncing it like worry people. Transparency. Thank you so much, Ego. Thank you so much, Anita. Thank you. I appreciate you always here and standing for the truth. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Edith. Thank you so much, everyone standing for the truth. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Thank you all. I appreciate you all, and continue to stand for the truth, and we'll get there together. Thank you so much, and thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. These messages are drawing me to come and read. I don't want to go to the message column because I would read, and the thing will take us under 2 hours. So thank you all. I appreciate you. God bless you. Very good. See you again tomorrow, hopefully. Thank you.